Hi, I'm Caleb.
Hi, I'm Darian.
And we are back again. It's been a little while, and we're so excited to talk about...
I thought we were going to talk about that, it being a while, every time we did a video.
It hasn't been that long at all. It's only been, what, 2 days? No, it's fine. It doesn't matter. So, guess what?
We are here to talk about...
Magic the Gathering. Yes. So, and pretty much what we think about it, our first impressions, because we just recently got into it, and... we'll see if we like it, do we? I don't know. Let's find out.
Find out.
Yeah.
Stay to the end of the video.
Yeah. Well, or halfway. You'll find out pretty soon.
You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is it's not a comprehensive list, like going too far into Magic the Gathering itself, because we're just still learning about it. There's just so many cards. There's so many things you can do. It's a very big thing to get into, and it can be intimidating, but we found it to not be as intimidating.
It was at first, just
Yes.
because it seems like it's much more, and it's honestly really simple.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but if you do want to delve deeper into the realm of Magic, honestly, YouTube is a great source. So there is the Tolarian Community College guy. He's really funny. He's really good. And then the Command Zone, if you are more into playing Commander. But they also talk about, I think, a little bit of Standard. I'm not sure. I don't watch it very much, but those are two great sources. So yeah.
The first question I'm sure that's on everyone's mind is, what is Magic the Gathering?
Yes, what is...
You probably also know somewhat of what it is if you're on this video anyways.
That is true. Yeah, you're probably checking this out for that reason.
You don't.
Yeah, so Magic the Gathering was first created in 1993 by Richard Garfield, who made so many other games after this. But he was heavily inspired by Dungeons & Dragons, as well as Cosmic Encounter, which is a board game that we really love.
Love it.
And so what he did is he started playing on the idea of that negotiation, different player powers, and then he kind of took it from there and just made it into a straight card game. There's actually a really cool video about the history. I'm not going to go into it because it's very interesting and wild. But yeah, it talks a lot about how Wizards of the Coast bought them out, and or something with D&D and how they had a big goal switcheroo. It's very interesting, but check it out. Anyhow, so yeah, it is a card game that is very easy to play.
Speaking of how easy the game is to learn, here's how to play it based on what we've played and kind of just the standard.
Yes.
So basically everyone starts with 20 health.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time you use a d20 to track that.
Yeah, they have it like a spin down die, so it's not exactly... Yeah.
Yeah, it's not random.
Or
but...
you can use whatever you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we at one point we used
little dials for another game. Yeah.
But you all start with 20 health. You how many players can you go up to?
Gosh, I mean,
I guess you can just kind of
whatever.
go. Yeah, I think one of the first times we played it at 5 as we were learning, which I think was a little weird.
Yeah.
Trying to learn, but we went through and played it.
Oh yeah. It's so simple. But...
Yeah, which is why we're kind of explaining to you how simple it is. So everyone starts with 20 health, and you get this deck of cards that's about 60 cards. That's the standard deck. You can do different sizes depending on what game you're playing. But for the standard game, you get 60 cards. There are 5 different mana colors, and you can kind of have all in your deck. You can have one. It doesn't really matter depending on what your cards cost.
Yeah. But 2 is a comfortable number, or 1. It just really depends on how complex you want to play.
Usually it's easier when you're learning to just do 1. So in this instance, we're going to talk about 1.
Yeah.
But there is the green, red, blue, white, and black.
Yeah, and they all do something completely different. Yes. They all play differently.
All kind of have their
red
own
is more
theme.
Yeah, so red is more aggressive. Blue is more kind of mysterious, like you're hiding stuff. And then black is like you're killing things, bringing them back. Yeah. White is like you're helping, you're gaining life. You can do board wipes. Yeah. And then green is more of like you're just building up so much.
You're creating.
Yeah, like you're just building and growing and growing. Yeah. So it's really cool. It's really it makes
fun.
sense.
I played I think we played all different.
Yeah, of course.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
But basically, how you start the game is every player draws 7 cards. And from those 7 cards, you're hoping that you have some lands, because that's how you build up to be able to even play your cards to begin with.
Right.
So every turn you have the option to play 1 land. That is always going to be an option. So if you have 1 in your hand, you can play it. Once you play that, depending on what your cards cost, you can actually play a card if you have enough of your lands to pay for said card.
Yeah.
And then if you get a card out, if that card is able to attack which it cannot until your next turn because
Yeah.
it does have summoning
It
sickness.
can defend,
It
but
can
it cannot
defend,
attack.
but it
If it's a
cannot
creature.
attack.
But there's instants,
Yes.
there's sorceries, there's like all kinds of
Yeah, there's different types of cards too, and that's another thing that I don't think we're going to go too in depth
No,
about.
no.
But you can. There's a great app. I cannot remember the name of it. What is the name?
Honestly, if you do want to learn in a quicker manner, truthfully, you could just go play the Magic the Gathering Arena. I think. Arena.
The Arena app is really good at explaining things and how to actually play it.
Yeah, and it shows you each of the colors. It's so simple.
Yeah, it gives you definitions about
quick.
things and stuff too. So like, it's really nice. But with the actual game, if you would to play a creature your turn, it would not be allowed to attack until its next turn, but it would be able to defend. Once it comes back to you, whatever lands that you used that turn, you get to untap them.
Yeah, which is
so
like
that
you just
way-
turn them sideways,
yeah.
so exhaust them, you're ready up.
Just to show that you used it. You would untap them so that way you're able to play more cards, add another land, do an action on your card, play a sorcery, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, there's just
you're
a lot.
able to do.
There can be a lot to keep track of. You can use more simplistic cards,
Yeah.
but you're pretty much just trying to get the next person down to
Yes.
0 life points. That's it.
Yeah, the entire premise of the game is you're trying to take out the other player, they're trying to take out you, so you're literally just going back and forth, and the game actually starts out like a little slow, and you're almost thinking like, how are you going to even get to a point that you can win?
Yeah, very sure.
But then you start building up the land, you start getting cards,
Yeah,
and
it can last really short.
Yeah, it's
it just
pretty.
depends.
The reason why I think it's so easy to play is because the cards really do explain everything that you're basically doing. You just got to know the symbols, you got to know the special words for certain things, but
Exactly.
they explain to you how to play the game basically. And most of the times, if you buy packs or in starter kits and stuff, they'll come with rules that help explain the standard game. So it's really
But now, but since that's so that's pretty much just the basic way to play.
Yeah.
There are different ways to actually play the game. So there's draft, limited. There's obviously standard. Commander, it uses a 100-card deck, which every single card in there has to be different.
Yeah.
Which makes it so unique, and there's so much table talk going on, and you can like form like alliances kind of, and like do like a lot of table talk, which is what Richard Garfield really intended, is for that discussion around the table to get going. And then it's just really funny. But Commander was actually not made by him; it was actually made by fans and stuff. Like they just got really into it, and they were like, well, let's try this. And what's cool about Commander is that you get to have a permanent creature out. And then when they die, they go to your command zone. Then you can resummon them by spending like 2 extra mana or something like that. But yeah, it's just a very simplistic design, and so
we started really getting into Magic because of a friend of ours.
Yeah.
But we always kind of
blame
really
him for.
He created, because we have a problem that when we get into something, we really get into it and we spend a lot of money on it.
This is true. I mean, obviously, because it's a board game channel, we have not like so
Yes.
many games.
Yeah.
Thousands. No, we don't have thousands.
Not thousands.
But, yeah.
We will one day.
Close.
But it's kind of, it's just crazy. We have addictive personalities when it comes to.
That's a good thing to admit.
When it comes to board games,
Yes,
and anything related to board games,
yes,
or games in
video
general, video games,
or
we're just nerds.
yeah, we are.
And so
Sorry,
we buy a lot of things that we like.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyhow, our friend
got us into it,
Yes.
which we've now spent a lot of money on Magic.
so
and
you can tell that we do like it. Okay, we got
Yes.
to this point.
We do like it.
Yeah.
And thanks to him, he kind of helped sit us down and actually teach us, because I think that was one of the things that we just didn't want to do, was learn how to play it. So that's not why we never really got into it ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So going back, like I heard about it, and I always said I don't want to get into it because I will get really into it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So we did.
Yes.
But I'm happy we got into it.
Yeah, and I feel
like
like we can pump the brakes a bit because we have a lot of cards now that we can work with and not go like, I mean, unless there's like a theme that will come out that we really want.
like this next one.
Yes. Also, I think next year they're doing Marvel and Final Fantasy, so that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Since we play so many games now, we caught on really easily,
yeah.
and that's why I mean, like, it is easy to learn.
Yeah, it's just it's super cool.
The reason why I think I do enjoy it the most, and what made us get so into it, is the idea that like we can teach teach this to like really any of our friends who don't even like playing board games, and we can just be like, hey, we got a deck, let's play it.
Yeah, you just throw it out, do it. I mean, you know, I mean, especially I really think that the golden set number of people to play it with is either 2, 3 to 4.
Yeah.
I think beyond that, because like we're not big fans of player elimination, so after you get like done, you're done. I mean, you can't. I mean, you can maybe house roll some stuff, but like
you're just kind of sitting there then at that point.
Yeah.
But I think it's just it's an easy one that you can throw out with friends, and that's a big deal for us because like, my God, indigestion. Because like we hang out with friends a lot. We do get-togethers. We do like just a whole lot. So.
Sure. Yeah, so playing it, our first thoughts, we really did enjoy it. We don't want to dive too headfirst into it until we did hear about Bloomborough, which Bloomborough just recently came out at the making of this video. It is like maybe about last month or something like that, or month and a half. Yeah. But anyhow, we love woodland creatures, and a lot of our board games, like our favorite board games, consist of like outdoorsy woodland like critters and stuff. So Everdell is one of our games that we just adore, and it reminded us.
Why do we not have that scooted over to where it's in the video?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like it just should sit right there in that corner.
But yeah, so Everdell is one of those games that just like it makes you feel so cozy and warm. And when we played the commander sets for the first time, we actually had each. It was 4 of us, and we each had all 4 commander decks from that set.
From the Bloomborough set.
Yeah, it was so cool and unique to see. I mean, just gorgeous art, first of all. And so what's so cool is that with each set that they do release, there are different mechanics. However, I will say there are different sets, or certain sets that might be a little too complex. So, try to find like your comfort level. Coming up actually very soon is Foundations, which is more of a I think it's coming in December, maybe. I could be completely wrong, but it's going to be like a revolution of, or not or a revival of like bringing back some old cards it's going to kind of simplify it more for newcomers, from what I've heard. So yeah, Foundations is something to look into, but yeah, I mean, there's just so many cool sets. There is like this right here, the Lord of the Rings sets, which are really, really cool. So there's Universes Beyond, which is something from here. So you have like Fallout, you have Doctor Who, you have what all have they done?
They just did Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. Yeah, so
they will be doing, like we mentioned earlier, Final Fantasy and Marvel.
Yeah.
They also have like their main stuff, which are usually like Modern Horizons, which is their own thing. Outlaws of Thunder Junction, which are like space.
No, it's fantasy.
It's fantasy Western cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, it has like a little bit of sci-fi-ish in there.
That's what I'm saying. A little bit of sci-fi in there too. Because I mean.
Yeah.
And then they got like. Obviously, the Bloomborough sets are really good. That one
is
what got us really stuck into it. Where I personally think that if you're getting into it, where you should start is probably the game night pack that they came out with.
Yes.
Which it's 5 decks in here, so you can play up to 5 people, which is really cool. Immediately out of the box,
and it has spin down dice. Too.
Yes. So you literally everything you need to play the game right in here,
and tokens.
Everything you need to play the game right in here. And the cool thing about it is that you can play each deck to learn each color mana. Because it has, each deck is 1 color mana of each of the colors. So it's really cool. This teaches you, the book teaches you exactly how to play it. Super easy. Yeah. Like you can pull it out and just play it. You take it. It's literally called game night. You have a game night with your family, friends.
Yeah, and I mean, you can just pick a deck with, with just 2 players.
Yes.
3,
and the
4,
cool
5,
thing about this one specifically too is that like it has complexity levels on the cards for each deck to kind of show you what the deck themselves do.
Yeah, like the like I think it has like a speed.
Yeah.
Like complexity. Like
what it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically explaining what type of deck you would be playing. So that's really cool too.
Yeah. No, this
and
is definitely
even if you don't want to get like something this big, what I usually recommend is just getting like the starter kit for any type. Which we got the Bloomborough starter kit. Which we obviously bought a starter kit before this one, but obviously we had to get Bloomborough because Everdell.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But no. Honestly, this is really, really good for. I mean, just if it's just you and your partner, or you and your friend, starter kits are the best way to go.
Yeah,
really.
it literally gives you 2 60-card decks immediately to play. Yeah, and they're not the simple 1-color deck either. Like, you might get a starter kit that has that, but you also might get something with like 2 mana, which is good because it helps teach you other things that you can do in the game, honestly. So if you're wanting a more in-depth kind of teach instead of just playing normal Magic, maybe just getting a starter kit personally would be like a good place to start.
Yeah, true.
Because the game night's good if you're just wanting something simple, easy, you play with basically anyone. If you're wanting to go in depth with the game and kind of understand it a little more, maybe a starter kit would be good.
True. And then after those, so if you want to go like a little bit above and beyond, we started getting the bundles. So we got the Outlaws of Thunder Junction box bundle, which has a lot of cards in here. And it gives you, I think it gives you enough to at least make 2 or 3 decks, really.
I think the way we counted I think at least 1 good deck, maybe another deck.
True. And then boosters always help, obviously. If you don't want to do that, you can just go straight into Commander, which a lot of people do. So Commander boxes are really cool. This is 100 cards in here. You get
every single card is different. So if you're really looking for a challenge and you're like, I got this game, play Commander.
And this is not like the serious way to play. This is a lot of people's favorite way, is because it's just anything can happen, and it's just in good fun. Standard is more of like the more competitive nature of it all. It still can be very competitive, however, it's not like in your face. So,
the places that we usually go to buy these things, and the best places I personally believe, is your local game shop.
1000%. Always.
It helps encourage them. It helps encourage the community to go to them.
Support your local game store.
And our local game store is Family Game Night. They are located in West Virginia. And they great people. They're
good friends. They're good friends now at this point. We
good
love
energy
them.
when you go in there. Like, seriously. And going to them and supporting them with things like this can help encourage events to happen. It can help do early releases. If they see, just supporting them can help grow what they can do.
Always support local businesses. Please do. Try to not buy your cards on Amazon. Do not do that. I've just heard too many negative things. So if you're really just wanting to get into this, don't do that.
And another thing, when you go to local places, you get more of a sense of the community themselves, because they're gonna be more likely to hang out in a place that they could be comfortable, and that's your local game places. And the community itself, it's.
So the community, so I'll say this. So the community, it can be very positive for almost anybody. If you're a newcomer, you can find those people who are kind of a little cocky and saying I have this deck, so
There's some good, there's some bad.
But I think there's more people who are encouraging
what we've seen, we've had just people excited to teach us, people excited to talk to us about it. We've not encountered, but obviously just. There's always people out there that are going to be...
that's just anywhere, really.
For us, we have only encountered the good side of it. And it's been great. We went to the pre-release for Bloomborough, and it was amazing. It was such a good time. We started talking to people online. It was just fun, and it was friendly. Sadly, we didn't stay after to, play and stuff.
We had kids stuff, so...
but
we had to get back to kids.
Just to know that was a place that you could go to do that with the community itself is amazing. Which another reason why you should always support your local game stores.
But
again, our local game store is Family Game Night.
So if you don't support your local game store,
who are you?
I don't. But yeah, true. That's a good question. But our final thoughts. Obviously, we do like Magic the Gathering. If you're looking to get into it, or if you already are into it and you're just watching this video just for the fun of it, thank you for supporting us. But
we're still learning the game. We're still
there's always something. I mean, the basic.
We have not seen every card.
No, God,
and we never will. But
ever.
We haven't seen even all of the different types of abilities that some cards have.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel that that you can get overwhelmed by the amount of Magic, but once you have a good amount of cards.
Yes, I will say
you don't want to.
One of my favorite things that I have actually noticed with Magic that I didn't think I was going to enjoy that much is building a deck.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like,
it is fun.
Just to sift through your cards that you have, which is why I think we ended up buying so many to begin with, because we wanted to build.
Yeah, because you can mix and match whatever you want to, and then just see what's going to happen. It's very... Yeah. But there are people out there like the Italian Community College who really knows how to pair things up very well. And he breaks it down very, very, very well from what I've seen. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's all we got. I love it.
So,
I had fun.
Guys, definitely comment down below because we
Yes.
love hearing your thoughts and ideas. And if we've done anything wrong, please like.
We always do something wrong.
We always do it. We're just wrong in general.
Yep.
Just don't forget to like the video. And if you are being nice, just go ahead and share it to your friends or family or whoever you want to. And then subscribe to us.
Yes.
I'm serious.
Yes.
We need you to subscribe. Please. But anyways, see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you later.
Bye.